Guys, this is Cody Cromwell. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you my AFC Conference 2022-2023 season predictions. Today we're going to find out who makes the playoffs, who's winning each division, who gets the 1 seed, who's going to be out, and maybe even who gets the first overall pick. But before this video does get started, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below any other video ideas you want to see next. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright guys, let's get into these record predictions, starting off with the 3-14 Jets finishing with the 16th seed. The simple answer is they just have too tough of a schedule. Complicated answer is they have too tough of a schedule. This is going to be hard for them to do better this year because their schedule is one of the hardest in the NFL, at least in my opinion. Most of their tough games are coming at home in MetLife, and they haven't improved enough to where they compete with those good teams yet. So New York Jets 3-14. Then I feel like the Texans and Jaguars are kind of self-explanatory. They're just kind of developing, aren't really too good yet. And then you kind of have the next tier up. You have the Patriots and Browns are kind of their own tier. They need more to become really playoff contenders. Browns obviously need Deshaun Watson, and then the Patriots need to improve in the free agency market like they haven't done for a while at this point, for a few years, at least especially last year. And their big free agency boom they did a few years ago didn't work out as well as planned, playing 2 tight ends and only one of them really playing. But that's just kind of how the Patriots do it. And both of them are going to finish 6-11, the Patriots and the Browns. Now we're on teams over 500. Pittsburgh Steelers with the 11th seed and Titans with the 10th seed. Mike Tomlin keeps a streak. That's pretty important to him, probably, into the Steelers organization. That team has been so consistently good over the last 15 years. Probably one of the best franchises to be a fan of. Don't really, especially if you're young, you don't really see much losing from them. They're just a really good team. But then you have the Titans. I think AJ Brown's going to be a bigger loss than you think. I personally don't think AJ Brown's that good, or as good as people say. Definitely not top 10 or top 15. But that's just my opinion. But I think that his removal from the team is going to be a bigger impact because I just don't think defenses will be as heavy in coverage now. Derrick Henry is going to have a better season in results to this. They're going to put another linebacker in the box. It's going to be a bad time for Derrick Henry compared to what he's been 2 years ago, the year before that. He wasn't as exceptional as you'd think this year. 4.3 yards a carry. That's not Derrick Henry numbers. He's normally above 5. But he just wasn't as good. And I don't expect this team to be amazing this year, even with a guy who's an Offensive Player of the Year candidate. I just don't see it happening. And then at 10-7, we have the Dolphins and the Broncos. They're really not in the playoffs because of head-to-heads and pretty tough divisions, or at least tough top feeder teams for the Dolphins and the Bills. And then they'll probably split with the Patriots or with the Jets, one of the two, because they always lose a game they're not supposed to. That's the Dolphin way, and that's why they're not going to make it into the playoffs. I feel like the Broncos have a better chance, though, because Tua's unproven at this point in terms of how good he can be. We know he had the potential to be a top 10 quarterback, but if he's top 15, I'd be pretty surprised at this point. He just hasn't been great in his NFL career. I think he'll be improved with Tyreek, but top 15 still seems like a stretch to me. Top 20 probably, but top 15 just seems like a stretch. But then the Denver Broncos, chemistry is not going to be there between him and Judy. Sutton might be there, but I just don't think that Judy-Wilson connection will be like some people are saying. I don't think it will be that good of a connection. Defense is still good, still rocking and rolling, but I just don't really think that the Broncos gonna make the playoffs. They're the fourth team in that division, and I just think that they're just a little less than each other's three. But yeah, that's 16 through 8 teams that miss the playoffs. Let's get on to the next phrase.